Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're watching this, you're standing with me at the top of the world. Or at least that's what it feels like. Today, I am taking you on a journey high into the canopy of a tropical forest. Looking down from here, the trees look like a dense, green carpet, and the wind up here carries a mix of humid heat and the sweet scent of wild blossoms. I'm currently perched on a branch of an ancient forest giant. If you look closely, we are easily 80 to 100 feet above the forest floor. Today's target is a massive wild honeycomb hanging from the branch right above us. It belongs to the giant Asian honeybee, Apis dorsata. These are not your average backyard honeybees. They are large, highly defensive, and incredibly protective of their colony. Before we make our move, I need to make sure my gear is completely ready. When you are suspended this high in the air, there is no room for mistakes. One drop tool means the harvest is over. I'm wearing heavy-duty yellow rubber gloves to protect my hands from stings, a long-sleeve camouflage jacket, and a protective mesh hood over my face. You can already hear the vanguard of the hive buzzing around my visor. They are checking me out, warning me to stay away. Now, I'm opening my camouflage backpack to retrieve our harvesting materials. I've packed several thick, clean plastic bags and a large woven sack. In wild honey harvesting, keeping the honey clean is a major challenge. The wild environment is dusty, and once we cut the comb, the honey starts flowing immediately. If we don't pack it properly, we will lose half of the liquid gold to the wind and the bark of the tree. First, let's talk about safety. People often ask me if I'm afraid of heights. The honest answer is yes. Every single time I climb, my heart is in my throat. But fear is a good thing up here. It keeps you focused. My only lifeline is this green safety strap wrapped around the tree trunk. As I move, I have to constantly adjust the tension, slide the buckle, and secure the lock. It's a slow, physical process. I have to balance my body weight on narrow branches that are slick with moss, all while keeping my hands free to work. This is the moment of truth. I'm positioned right next to the comb. I can smell the rich, floral aroma of the honey. It's sweet, earthy, and intense. I use tape to wrap around my ankles and stuff fresh leaves into my shoes to plug up any gaps the bees could crawl into. It might look a bit rustic or even funny, but when you're suspended 90 feet in the air, a single bee getting inside your boot is an absolute nightmare. If you get stung on the foot, your natural reflex is to kick or shake your leg. And a sudden movement like that on a narrow, mossy branch is the last thing you want. Creating this tight, makeshift seal is my only defense, keeping me completely focused on the harvest without any unwanted guests in my socks. This is the moment of truth. My heart is pounding, but my movements must remain incredibly slow and deliberate. And now, I'm going to make my move toward the hive. I'll gently brush away some of the bees to get them to fly off, revealing the glistening golden honeycomb underneath. Using a soft, sweeping motion of my hand, I slowly clear the living blanket of bees. With my other hand, I use the blade to slice through the top section where the honey is stored. Watch how the honey glistens in the sunlight. It's a beautiful, deep amber color. This is pure, raw, unfiltered wild honey, enriched by the diverse wild flowers of the jungle. As I slice, I am careful to leave the lower part of the comb, where the eggs and larvae are kept untouched. We call this the brood. Leaving the brood intact ensures that the colony won't abandon the tree. Within a few weeks, they will rebuild the honey storage, and the hive will continue to thrive. It's a sustainable cycle that has kept these forests alive for centuries. I need to set up my collection bag so I don't lose any of the honey. I use my knife to poke a hole in the large bag. Then I securely tie and fix the bag to the tree trunk with a rope to proceed with harvesting the honeycomb. This is a critical step because the bag needs to hang wide open right under the comb. If it slips or swings, the heavy comb could fall straight down to the jungle floor, and all of this effort would be lost. By anchoring it firmly to the trunk, I create a stable, hands-free receptacle that allows me to use both hands for the delicate task of cutting. With the bag safely locked in place, I can finally get to work. I carefully guide the open plastic bag under the honeycomb. I gently slide the cut piece into the bag. It's heavy, probably weighing around 10 to 15 pounds. The honey is dripping onto my gloves, making everything sticky, but that's just part of the job. Now that the honey is safely bagged, I seal it tightly and place it inside the woven sack. I use a strong rope to tie the top of the sack securely. From here, I will carefully tie it to my harness or lower it down to the ground using a rope. The bees are still buzzing angrily, but the hard part is done. My body is exhausted. My muscles are aching from holding the same position for so long. But looking at this harvest, it is incredibly rewarding. As I prepare for the long climb down, I take a moment to look out at the horizon. We are just temporary visitors in this beautiful, wild world. I hope this video gives you a glimpse into our life and the deep respect we have for the forest and these amazing creatures. Thank you so much for climbing with me today. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Stay safe, respect nature, and I'll see you on the next climb.